And welcome back, folks. We are back getting into our next series. It's going to be Tux and Canary. We're starting off on Overgrowth here for this TBT series. The winner of which will move on to play, wow, my brain, BCX. The loser will drop down to play 1HB. So, a TBT series featuring, well, a well-known player, I guess infamous would be the better word for him. And speaking thereof, spawning in the top right here of Overgrowth in purple from All Inspiration, it is our Terran player, Canary.
What crazy stuff is he going to be pulling? We'll have to wait and see. And to the bottom left of Overgrowth, spawning in as the best coloured Terran, it is Team Composites Tux, who's now Tuxerino, who makes our graphics and kills my proxy hatches.
Yeah, as Stark just said, Tux is responsible for the graphics that you have seen today. The nifty little name plate overlay was his doing. So thanks to him for that. All of the stream overlay stuff, all the stream secondary screens, etc. Are thanks to him. So big shout out to him, but this is StarCraft, and we'll see what kind of a player he is StarCraft-wise. And Canary, is he just like afraid of what's... Oh, no, never mind.
This was a 9 depot, 10 racks, so... Already something, we saw a lot of these last night as well in the Couch Eel Kill League. This is 9 depot, 10 racks, 10 gas. He's actually done this to me a couple of times back when I played Terran. It's just going to be some Reaper pressure off of maybe 2 barracks. I don't fully remember the build order that Canary used back then, but definitely going to be Reaper pressure from Canary, and Tux has gone for the gas first so far, so standard play from him. He hasn't yet opted for an SCV scout, so it looks like he won't bother opting for one at all. And no, never mind, there we go. There's the SCV scout. He's just going to rally that round, his natural, his third base, and then across the map. So he's just checking for any proxies, and Canary, he can do that as well. I remember playing him once on Overgrowth, and he just proxied everything in my third base. Everything.
That is a possibility. Is this something that he actually uses bunkers with? Because he does have 2 SCVs out on the map. I'm guessing that's got to be for bunkers, because I'm not sure what else you're going to have 2 SCVs on the map for. Unless he wants to... Is he going to proxy a second barracks somewhere? Is this possible?
Maybe. I mean, this SCV from Tux is going to have absolutely no idea as it just sort of sails its way across the map. But Canary is...
Yeah. An extra barracks or something.
There's a bunker... No, that's a depot. He's just going to poke. He sees the Marine. He's going to leave. He's just going to wait. I think they might just be tanks, to be quite honest. Tanking damage for the Reaper.
I guess it's a good use for them, because right now, I mean, we're going to have 2 Marines out. There are going to be SCVs available for Tux, obviously, as well, which is kind of always the tipping point for these kind of early pressure builds, is how many SCVs do you need to pull to deal with it. Tux, actually, already he has an SCV out waiting. So I'm not sure if it's something he knows I am be coming from Canary or what, but he's dealing with this pretty well already. Got the Reaper down to almost no health. One more Marine that did spawn almost took that out. Now we're going to have just more and more Marines walking across the map. There's actually another SCV moving across the map right now, but so far this has been dealt with pretty well by Tux. He hasn't lost anything, but back home, I mean, nothing really is wrong for Canary. He's got a factory on the way. Worker counts are relatively even, especially considering the fact that Canary has lost 2 SCVs already.
Oh, the pullback there from Tux does keep Canary's Reaper alive there, and now that the Hellion is out for Tux, he's going to be feeling a little bit safer, not seeing a strange swell of Reapers. He's going to be able to stabilize on the 1 Hellion, especially when 2 comes out. He'll be completely solid. So Canary is in now the defensive position, arguably. He needs to not die to any counter Marine Hellion medevac drops. There's no way these Reapers are going to be able to push up this ramp, and yeah, Canary is going to be backing off now. This Hellion is going to give chase, kill one of the Reapers. But I think at this stage, all these Reapers are going to be forfeit. There's no way they can get out alive, but unless Tux is a merciful god, which he's not.
Canary is looking like the pathing on the Reaper. He just wants to find a way to keep it alive and maybe force Tux to pull back, because back home, Canary doesn't really have anything. He's got SCVs, he's got his own Hellion on the way, but there's 2 Hellions, there's a handful, a chunk of Marines here, as well as another Hellion moving across the map. We even have a medevac that's going to be boosting across here shortly. Tuck's getting a little bit too aggressive with his lone couple of Hellions over here. Does lose quite a bit of health on one of those. Canary probably needs to go over here and repair this Hellion and keep it alive, because otherwise he's just going to eventually lose to just a numbers game. Unless he is able to actually tank shots effectively, because Tux has 3 Hellions across the map. He's got 5 Marines over here as well. He's got another Hellion and another Marine going to be joining. That medevac is just about to join this. Canary's actually moving out. He gets one of the Hellions kind of, I think, almost accidentally. He kills another Hellion. He's going to just continue moving across, and I don't know, it's not going to work out too well because this drop is coming in for Tux already.
Yeah, I don't think Canary was planning that move out to go in that manner, and now Tux has the high ground. Tux is the defender in Canary's main base. This is not looking good for Canary. He has to pull SCVs against splash damage units, which is not going to be great. The Marines can, of course, be healed up, and there's the GG.
So, quick game number 1 there from our players. I'm not sure what does that build that Canary tried work against? I have to rely on Tux going, what, 2 Marines directly into a factory and no more units or something?
I think it definitely relies on not being SCV scouted,
that too.
partially. Because that SCV scout, it went in, and it looks relatively normal from an infrastructure standpoint, but if you sit and spend a little bit more time with that SCV scout, and you say, oh, you have 7 SCVs mining minerals? Okay, that's 10 SCVs mining total. Where's everything else? What's going on? So I think at that stage he knows something's up, and then seeing the barracks, the gas, no factory, he scouted his 3rd base as well, and is natural for proxies, so I don't think he expects proxy factory, so I think he can deduce that it's going to be Reapers. And then with a fast barracks, nowadays you pull the SCVs to tank damage and get a few extra shots off, so I think he pieced it all together, to be honest. That's why we saw him having the 1 SCV there pulled with his 2 Marines.
Yeah, so well scouted, well played by Tux there. Tech game number 1, we are in the lobby for game 2. Just looking for the players to be ready before we hop in, start the countdown.
Birds ready.
Birds ready, yes.
Tux ready.
There we go. So, is Canary going to cheese again? I'm not sure how to call it. I'm not sure how to term it for Canary. Is Canary going to play like Canary, or is Canary going to play like a normal Terran?
Well, if he plays like a normal Terran, then he's not playing his playstyle, he's making it up, and then I think he's going to do something... Yeah. I mean, he can play standard TBT, so there is that. But this is, I guess, Terran's crazy map that they go to right now, though they get overly inspired by Maru and they try to do something crazy. And it might work and it might not. So we might see something like that out of either player, because this is a great map for Reapers, drops, proxies, everything.
We will have to see what these players decide to do. We do have spawning in the top right in purple. He is down 1 game currently from All Inspiration, our Terran player Canary. And
to the 9 o'clock position-ish on Catalina, it is the yellow Terran player, the best colored Terran player. It is Tux, 14 composite. We got another 9 depot from Canary, so same build. Or, well, maybe.
Same start, perhaps. Maybe he will add on more barracks like you were expecting in the first game, possibly, but you have so few minerals available in this kind of a build, just to start off with. It takes a little bit longer to get that second barracks up, so I'm not sure. Tux, again, I imagine he's going to scout the same way, but he did go for it. He's going for a gas first here in this game. I can't remember if he did that in game 1 or not.
Yeah,
he did. Okay. So expect to see maybe an SCV scout. I mean, he's right now about to build the barracks, but no scout from him just yet. So he's going to be a little bit more blind in this game, perhaps. Maybe not expecting the same exact build to come from Canary, and that's one of those things where, you know, you just played me, you just did this build, it didn't work. There's no way you're going to do it again. So I'm not going to worry about that too much. That said, Tux, he is SCV scouting. He's going to get the first scout off again, so he's going to get in and see exactly the same setup. He's probably going to be pretty happy about it because he defended it just fine in the first game. Unless Tux decides to do something completely out of style for how he played that first game, he should be okay against this. But still, Canary, maybe he learned something in game 1 that he can use to his advantage here in game 2.
Maybe we'll have to wait a little bit, see how this plays out in future. I mean, Canary has this SCV going out, and it is a scout so far, but once he realizes that Tux isn't in the bottom of the map, we might see this, I don't know, make a second barracks, make a factory. I don't think it's going to make a factory because we got a bunch of gas going into the first Reaper, the second Reaper, the third potential Reaper as well. So where do you go from here as Canary? I mean, last game he just threw down the factory and the CC, but that didn't go so well for him. Tux just went for the one gas at Marine Hellion. He's got 2 SCVs pulled with his Marine again. He knows what's up.
Yep. 2 Marines, 2 SCVs, going to deal with a single Reaper just fine. Even with an SCV, it's going to be helping out. I would rather see Canary go for a second barracks or something. Just continue adding Reapers, perhaps make that work for him. We already have a Hellion in production here. There's only a single Reaper. There's 2 SCVs here to deal with a single Reaper and a single SCV right now from Canary. Canary has to control this very well. He has to get on top of these Marines right now and actually start getting some damage onto them. The Marines obviously can't heal the way the Reapers do here in the early game, so he does get a little bit of damage done. 1 Marine is down to 5 health, but now with the Hellion out, more Marines popping. I'm expecting there's a starport down as well here for Tux. The transition is the same from Canary. He's going for this factory. I mean, in the last game, Canary did get caught out on the map. He did lose his Reapers pretty easily. Yeah. Perhaps he won't do the same thing here, or at least he's going to be able to abuse this map a little bit more to his advantage, giving us a few more avenues to pop up. But Tux is positioned very nicely to deal with this.
I think as long as Canary doesn't get caught out on the map once again, he will be able to hold quite nicely. Just hoping he doesn't make the same mistake again, I guess. He will be going up to 5 Reapers as well, and he's kept them all alive. You got to remember last time he lost 2 Reapers on the retreat. So he has 2 extra Reapers to hold the potential counter-attack from Tux, and it will be a counter-attack as soon as his medevac comes out. But it's not going to be an all-in counter-attack. There will be a natural CC thrown down behind this, so I think Canary's going to be ready for this one. I think you're going to have 5 Reapers, you're going to have 1 Hellion. The second Hellion's going to be out for this as well. And it's going to be 7 Marines, 3 Hellions. 6 Marines, actually. So that's not too bad.
Yeah, and even to the point where Tux may be a little bit afraid of a counter with those Reapers. So he may be keeping these Hellions back home rather than trying to dive those into the natural, into the main base, one of the two. So yeah. he may be a little bit worried about that being a possibility, so he's not sending everything across the map. It's just this drop of 6 Marines. There are these Reapers available, there are the Hellions available as well. We have a medevac coming from Canary. Depending on how his pull is, how his reaction is, it's still going to be a slow defense because the Reapers are fast, but they don't kill very quickly. And this is going to be annoying for a while. We don't see a Viking coming out for Canary immediately, so he's going to have to worry about this drop for quite a long time. Picking up 3 SCVs to start this off is a nice start here for Tux. Wait, I thought you said there was a command center. Where is it?
I said there would be.
Oh,
I didn't say there was.
Yeah. I was concerned. I thought you maybe started one and canceled it, but yeah, well, he's got a tank on the way, so that's a thing. But Canary's going to take an economical link pretty soon.
Yep, he's going to be floating that CC down, I think as soon as his main reaches around saturation, which would be around now. He might lift up as soon as his SCV is done. Or maybe scanning the main, seeing the fact that there's tank and medevacs tech out from Tux. Maybe he'll just stay in the main for a little bit. Maybe just... It's a lot easier to defend one basis than it is splitting between 2, especially when Canary's actually having arguably a lot of trouble with this one medevac. Now that there's Vikings out, it's going to be a little bit easier though. It's going to put a timer on that medevac, but Tux is moving out now. He's rallied his Hellions, Marines, the 1 tank across the map as well, and Canary, all he's got to try and combat this is the counter-attack with the 3 Hellions and the medevac, which I think is going to do a lot of damage, to be honest.
These Hellions are in the main base now. They're going to get a lot of kills over here, and at least they're going to stop mining time for a long time, and perhaps will force at least one of these tanks for Tux to turn around. That one tank does turn around. Tux looking to start sieging up this low ground area.
Oh my god!
Oh, that was a bad decision.
So many Hellions getting so many SCVs rather getting killed by the Hellions in the main there.
You could just drop them again.
Drop them again.
Oh,
Canary.
he doesn't notice. He's worried about this. He's worried about what's coming his way, I imagine. He saw it with the Widow Mine. The Widow Mine shot went off and actually killed something. The Hellions just drop again. There's actually some SCVs not even mining. There's so many SCVs on low health as well. Tux is going to be sieging up the low ground, but there isn't a whole lot actually over on this ledge. But he is just going to start dropping, trying to drop into the main base. But the Vikings here are trying to take out, well, they're taking out one of the Vikings, but the Viking is actually being taken out by the Marines. He's going to lose that next Viking, which is definitely going to put a little bit of hurt onto Canary's defense capabilities. He still has these Hellions available. All the mules just got dropped as well. He just needs to drop the Hellions. I don't think he realizes he has them right now. He's so worried about this defense.
Yeah, once the Banshee pops out for Canary, he will be able to hold this just barely. Actually running his Widow Mine all the way up. Well, that doesn't get the barrow. If I got the barrow, this game would have got really crazy. But fair enough, 3 tanks beginning to seize the production of Canary. He has to cancel that barracks there. That's really annoying. He's floating a lot of money now. He's going to start having to lift these barracks around. This tech lab is going to be going down. That's really annoying. And these Hellions are still not dropped back in the main. If these Hellions were dropped in the main, there would have been probably all these SCVs forced off the line. But now there's 4 Marines to cover that as well. Tux is looking pretty damn solid, even though his economy is like half that of Canary's.
Yeah, Canary's definitely a little bit flustered here, lacking in the multitask ability of his opponent, and he will have to tap out here. So that could have gone either way for quite a long time. That went a little bit better than the first game there for Canary, but it is, as it stands, a 2-0 here for Tux. He will move on. He will be going on to our winners match to face off against BCX, which will be our next match coming up in a little bit time from now. But those Hellions could have gotten 6 more worker kills. I mean, it wouldn't have done much to stop the army on the other side of the map, but it would have been at least something a little bit more than, well, what he was able to do, which was pretty much nothing. So